You know what? I was just reading this, and personally, yeah, please, people think I'm an artist. I generally am very open-minded, but there are certain laws in place that I believe are truth and there for a reason that I don't have to go and jack it all up to make it, to make it. I don't have to make the same mistakes to think. I don't have to. I don't have to question authority all the time in order to believe something. I don't have to get my ass kicked by a cop. I don't have to be put in jail. You know, I'm just saying. Well, okay, I might have almost got my ass kicked one time by a cop, but but in general, uh, but I just happen to be reading this. Okay, so when I talk about these things about homosexuality and stuff, now this thing with Wanda Sykes, and somebody joked Wanda Dykes. She's a comedian. She should be able to laugh at that, Wanda Dykes. Anyway, I understand. I watched the thing, and I think she used to be heterosexual. Now she's the leader of homosexual. I think so. I just first thing that draws a number of questions to me. Like, so basically you can be supposed. It's just so flawed. I can't stand that. I can't stand that it doesn't deal with rhyme or reason. And when reason is given, then it's rejected. Okay, there's some good reasons, and I just say it plain and simple. Life is a circle. The reason why they're not suitable for family is because they cannot generate life. So here it is. I read something that she had it's like a magnet, two ends of a magnet. Magnetism is universal law. The ends repel. They repel. Two come together and they create a circle of life. The planets and the star system, the gravitational pull, is magnetism. It's gravity, is magnetism. Everything. So I honestly believe the laws of God is in the laws of nature, and therefore what works in nature works in what works in nature is a reflection of the laws of God. Okay, so the fact that you cannot have children or mix chromosomes with your partner, they never come together and create life and generate life. It's a reason for that. And for that reason, that's what marriage is sanctified for. Okay? So it never, ever, you can never mix chromosomes. So, I heard something, okay, Wanda Sykes was on this. Now, let me get you Wanda Sykes, when she played in Pootie Tang, and she was in that outfit, and she was being all erotic. Come on, baby. She kind of had going on here. That's a couple of years ago, whatever. I don't know her age or anything, but what I'm saying is now all of a sudden she's homosexual, and now she's supposed to be the leader of homosexual. So there's no rule, there's no guidance. So, and she was married or something like that. I don't know if she had kids. I'm not really interested in her business. Okay, I'm not that kind of person. I'm an artist. I like all kinds of stuff. I think all kinds of stuff is great. I'm open-minded to a lot of things. But there are some common sense things that just don't work. They just don't jive. The train jumps the track of logic. The train of thought jumps the track of logic. So my problem is okay. All right. So I understand she has 2 kids. So how does that really work? Did she have one and then her girlfriend had one? So that they both can have babies or a line of image. line of bloodline or whatever, or is that not a concern? Having a bloodline is completely irrelevant when it comes to them. You know what? Honestly, I think, and I kind of, I think the devil, literally, that Eve in the garden, it was that people why the truth is so bad because why the lie is so bad is because it's so powerful. A lie is so powerful. Literally, if somebody tells you the truth, and it could be God, if you go back to the God of Eve, Adam and Eve, God could say, don't eat from that apple, you will surely die. This is God. This is no ifs, ands, and buts about it. You eat from the apple, you should surely die. The devil, Satan, the serpent, comes along and says, did God say not to eat from the apple? And then Eve was smart. She said, yeah. He said, God said not to eat it. I like Eve. Because she said, God said not to eat it, but not to even touch it, And he says, because the day you touch it, now God added the consequences. He just told you what it is, gave you free will, told you what it is. He says, if you eat from it, you shall surely die. And she said, and if we touch it, eat it, we will surely die. And all the devil had to do, he only had to do one thing. You should not surely die. And that just went click, 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 click. Then he threw something else on it. He threw power. Tempted with power. Because God knows, then he lied. He says, God knows the day that you eat of the apple, then you will be knowing good and evil, will be like God, And then it was this appeal. And I think that's all the devil ever really does. The same old trick, and it works. We could be like, it's up, down, there's the sky, it's blue. And then the devil say, is the sky really blue? Isn't it more purple? Isn't it green? And then we'll say, oh, is it down? It is up, down, and then the devil say, is that really up? It looks like down to me. Will that really kill you? Is that really bad? Is homosexuality really bad? You know what? Wanda Dykes, he just lied. And so the devil's lie is he'll tell you what is bad is good. And what is good is bad. And that's all the Bible said. I'm really thankful for the Bible because, if it wasn't for the Bible, this shit would cost me. Excuse me. This would catch me in shock. I'd be like, is this really happening? Are people really going for this? If the Bible didn't already say it would have messed me up. But let me say this. You know what? I just happened to be searching around. And Jehoshaphat, I just always thought that name was funny, but I read it in Wikipedia. We spent the first part of his years fortifying his kingdom, okay? And the laws of the king, and the Bible lauds the king for repression of sodomitic activity and destroying the cult images and the idols of Baal. That's a devil, okay? And in the land, okay? And those are devil worshipers, okay? And in the third reign of Jehoshaphat, sent out priests and Levites over the land to instruct the people in the law and the activity of the sabbatical year. Okay? Generally, his praises in the Bible, stating that the kingdom enjoyed a great measure of peace and prosperity. The blessings of God rested on the people in their baskets and in their stores. That means they not only had money in their pocket, but they had money in the bank. You know what? I really feel, I have no problem with Wanda Dykes, as a comedian getting up there, but that's not what getting up on a congressional thing, whatever they had, the dinner or something. I have no problem with that, but that's not why she was up there. She was up there to condition people to to like, oh, I'm a homosexual or a half homosexual or a crossover homosexual. I have two babies by a woman. I had a woman have two babies, and how they did that logically, I don't know. Since their chromosomes will never mix, did they take an egg from her and put it in the woman and then implant it with another man? I don't know, but makes no kind of sense. And all this artificial, genetics is probably going to come up because of them. Where we start having clones and shit. Because then that'll be all right. But my point is that I don't see how a few jokes or buttering somebody up with humor is supposed to make marriage, same-sex marriage, okay. It's not okay just because you like the person. I like Wanda Dykes, but obviously, like what the Bible says is that our prosperity is linked to our behavior and how we follow God. And so not only that, it's just plain wrong. And it's wrong because it's wrong. It's not, oh, is it is it really wrong? Yes, it's really wrong. It's not right.